back. I'm Sabrina, if you don't know me, and I just thought I would pop in real quick. I'm not really even prepared. My internet is down, so I thought I would take advantage of the time and at least to record a video. Today is Friday, and this will make 3 weeks for me for my Locs, micro Locs. So I did a video 3 weeks prior on just day one, fresh out, and I thought I'd just jump in and let you guys know how things are going, how I feel, what I think about them, and all that good stuff. But before we begin, please like and subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications as I continue to do more updates. And please comment. I'd love to have them. And again, this is totally unscripted, unplanned. I just literally thought, let's take advantage of this time. So, all right. So like I said, 3 weeks, and this is where I am. So how am I feeling? I have a hairband on to keep my hair out of my face. I was working and I haven't really attempted to do any other styles with it because I want it to lock. I'm trying to trust the process. I'm not manipulating my hair in any way, shape, or form. I think we had 2 events that I, got a little dressed up for. So I did pull out a little hair gel and just, smoothed out my edges here. But on a regular basis, it's not something I'm doing because then it gets a little cakey. Let's talk a little bit about how I felt those first few days. The first few days took some getting used to. I felt like the spaces in my head or my scalp was just really exposed. I felt like I had a lot less hair. If you go back and watch a previous video, you will see that my hair is pretty thick. At least I thought it was pretty thick and dense, but once you put the micro Locs in, I mean, your scalp is completely exposed, and that was difficult for me to get used to, but I think I'm getting used to it. And with this being week 3, I'm starting to fill in a bit, but one of my thoughts is that, well, once I go and get it locked, I'm going to have those spaces again. So I'm just going to need to get over myself and get used to it. And I would also assume after my first wash, and I believe I mentioned a little bit of that in the first video, that the Locs themselves will start to expand and make my hair appear fuller. Other than that, that would be my only drawback. Just not having my hair look as full as it normally would if it were out in its natural state. That's been my only issue, or the only thing that's taken some getting used to. I am absolutely loving the freedom, the fact that I literally go to bed, get up, shake my hair out, and I'm done. It's so easy. I do sleep on a pure silk, mulberry silk pillowcase, so I do not put a scarf on. I tend to overheat at night, which means if I have something on my head, then my head gets all hot and sweaty. So I don't put anything on it. I literally just go to bed and get up and start my day. Something I'm remembering that I do not have that I am going to pause for just a moment and I'm going to grab for you. All right, so I was mentioning that literally all I do is, just spray my hair or spray my scalp. Literally the only thing I do with my hair is I guess I've been spraying it daily. I think I went one night without spraying my hair or scalp, and the next day I felt a little dry and itchy. Michelle, my loctician, gave me this. It's called Grass Roots, and it's lemongrass and peppermint. It's an anti-itch hair hydrator, and it has worked wonders because prior to getting my Locs in, I would shampoo twice a week, probably every 3 days, to keep my scalp from being dry and itchy, just to re-moisturize it with the water. And that's the only thing that ever worked for me. But she explained that, once I was in the Locs and once my scalp was getting air, because it literally was not getting any air in its natural state, that the itch should not be a problem. And she gave me this. This is actually homemade. She actually put this hair hydrator together. And the ingredients are organic rosemary and hibiscus flowers, vitamin E, essential oils, lemongrass, peppermint, and tea tree. It smells amazing. And originally I started with this, just spraying hair hydrator on my scalp and just, massaging it in. And it's actually supposed to be antimicrobial. It actually says natural hair hydrator, apply wet or dry to your hair as needed. Great to calm dry, itchy scalp, as well as provide shine and vitamins to restore your hair health. And she did tell me, like I said before, it's antimicrobial. So I was really concerned about going all this time without shampooing my hair. Once I go back and she actually locks me in. And if you didn't see the first video, she started with just little tiny braids first, I think probably up until about here, and then the rest is twisted in. One of the things I didn't realize until I got home and started, just kind of playing in it, is that I can feel where at the ends, it's pretty soft, but then once you get to the very end, there's this little section. I don't know if you can see it. It almost looks like a knot. Like maybe she knotted it, put a knot in it so it wouldn't unravel. And I'll have to ask when I go back. And I can just feel the little knots at the end of the hair. And I think I've only had one at the very back of the nape of my neck that feels like it slipped. But all the rest are in relatively well. And of course, back here, it's like super short. So totally understandable. So anyway, back to the hair hydrator and scalp hydrator. It's worked wonders. I still have been freaking out a little bit about the cleanliness of my scalp. And I was at my daughter-in-law's shop, which I will also post a video about that. It's called Simply Sage, for those who might be wondering. And it's in the Poconos, but that's another video. She had organic rose water, and I believe I said this had rose water. Yeah, organic rose water, along with rosemary and hibiscus flowers. But she had just straight organic rose water with nothing else. It says it's a face mist, but I did a little bit of reading on rose water, and it's also antimicrobial, and it is an incredible hydrator. And I did use it on my face. And normally every morning I have to put some sort of face lotion onto my face. And otherwise I get, like just dry and flaky, especially around my chin area. And I used this and I didn't need lotion. It was amazing. So anyway, when I saw this in her shop, I thought this could work for my scalp as well. So I've been maybe twice a week actually spraying just pure rose water, spraying my scalp to like just really moisturize it and just so it's not dry and to make sure it doesn't get flaky. And this has been wonderful. And so I'll spray my scalp and then I'll make sure my hair gets this, because I try not to get my hair too saturated with just the rose water. Not that I think it would hurt, but I want my hair to lock. So again, I'm trying not to manipulate it too much. So between my grassroots hair hydrator and my just straight pure organic rose water, I haven't had an issue. I haven't had any flaking, and it's been great. So I'll just take the headband out. And again, it just kind of dried this way because again, when I'm working and I don't want my hair falling in my face, I will just pull it back and then, it just kind of ends up in that shape. But, I have the flexibility and generally if I really want to change it or change the way I'm parting it, see, it just kind of flips back over the other way just because that's the way it dried. But, I'll just spray it a little bit with the hair hydrator to moisten it and just make it a little bit more pliable so that it goes where I want it to go. And then that's it. But it's been awesome. No problems with my scalp. I see like just a little bit of frizziness, but, just on the edges, but nothing crazy, nothing that wouldn't normally happen with my hair. But I'm extremely happy. And again, I feel like it's definitely filled out some since day one, obviously. And if you look like really close, you can see that this is like 3 weeks of new growth. Some areas have a little more than others, but I mean, it's shiny, it's healthy. And actually today, because I was really concerned again about not shampooing my hair. So I called my husband in and I was like, honey, can you come here? And he's like, yeah. And he came in. I was like, can you smell my hair for me? He just kind of looked at me. He said, just smell it and tell me, does it stink? And he was like, he smelled it. And he was like, no. I was like, well, does it smell good? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, what does it smell like? And he said, well, it smells like, shampoo, like you just shampooed your hair. So that makes me feel good. So again, I was just worried, especially because the moisturizers that I'm applying to my hair are damp, and I'm not damp. The moisturizers I'm applying to my hair are wet, and you're putting that in your hair, and I'm not, I've got sections of my hair that are intertwined on one another. And, I was just a little bit concerned about, like maybe a mildew smell or something like that. And he said, no, my hair smelled great. So I'm happy. I've got absolutely no complaints. I'm really looking forward to it growing and having the ability to, style it more. And when I go back next week, she will actually lock it. She will do the interlock. So I was under the impression when I first got it done that that's what was going to happen, but that is not her process. So she wanted the lock, on its own, my ends, I guess, everything except my root. She just wants it to do its natural process. And then when I go back, she will actually start interlocking at the roots. And from that point, she will continue interlocking. I have not nearly done as much research as I should have. I'm one of those people that just tends to get an idea in her head and I'll just jump right in. I mean, I watched a couple of YouTube videos, but for the most part, I was a bit uneducated. But I was at that point where either I was going to cut my hair all off again or I just needed to get something done. And I've been thinking about it for so long. So I just decided I'm going to do it. And I did it. And here we are. And I'm extremely happy. The best decision I've made. So I was going to say the best decision I've ever made, but it's up there, definitely. Okay, so I will check back in with you guys. I should do a turnaround. See, I'm sure you can see still a bit of my scalp back here. I feel like I can definitely feel it, but again, yeah, as it matures, then I'm certain it will fill out and be absolutely beautiful. So hopefully it turned out. When I turned around, hopefully you were able to get a good look at it. Okay, all right, so we'll talk soon. Thanks. Don't forget, like, subscribe so that you get the updates. Hey guys, I just thought I'd come back for just a minute because as I'm attempting to put together the video for you all, and I'm going to be doing the original video and editing the original video and this video at the same time, and I was rewatching it and I noticed, well, two different things. Well, one, that this background is a lot nicer. It's fall, so my wonderful sound effects from my water fountain in my front garden is not going to last for too much longer. So I wanted to definitely jump back out here and take advantage of it. So once it gets too cold, I don't want it to freeze. But I am going to, I think, invest in an indoor water fountain because it is just extremely soothing. And now that's my clock going off, my little alarm clock for the ocean. You see, I love the whole water thing. But I wanted to, as I was reviewing or about to edit the original video, I was looking at it and I was like, oh my God, wow, look what a difference 3 weeks make. I just hadn't noticed. It's like watching your baby grow, or, you go out and someone else sees your child and they haven't seen your child for a couple of months and they're like, oh my gosh, she's gotten so tall. And you don't notice because you're just literally in the midst of it. Well, when I look back at that video, I was a bit in awe because the original, my locks were just so thin and tiny, and I felt like I had literally no hair because there was so much scalp exposure. And I still have some, but it's a big difference from just 3 weeks ago. Just how they've changed, and you can obviously see from 3 weeks ago that my locks have started to really expand and fill out and mature. So I just wanted to kind of jump back in here, back in my original setting, so that you had something to compare it to. And yeah, well, I had my glasses off then. So just a little, I mean, you can see, I mean, they're filling out, you know, they're expanding, they're doing their thing. Now, how much more it's going to expand, I don't know. So we can find out together if you keep watching. So don't forget, like, subscribe, stick with me, and join me on this journey. So again, I just wanted to jump back out here in my nice soothing setting because I really like it, and I'll try to do it out here as much as I can. I will do another update, and I guess we'll do these probably monthly, or maybe every 3 weeks or so. I'm not really sure how often. I'm sure I will have to go back less frequently as my hair grows once it actually completely locks. But I will see you in a few weeks. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please, I'd appreciate any comments you might have for me.